Good morning, everybody. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks away from one of the most exciting times of the year for a football fan, the NFL draft. We are 2 weeks away officially from the 2021 NFL draft start. And obviously, I've spent hours and hours and hours going over data on prospects and players and needs and trying to determine who the Seahawks might draft, who I want them to draft, who they might be looking to draft, where things intersect, where things don't intersect. But I haven't spent a ton of time talking about the overall strategy that the Seahawks are likely to implement in this draft. So I thought I'd go ahead and do it now while there's still time before things actually happen. So, look, we all know about the elephant in the room when it comes to the Seahawks draft this year. There isn't much of one to speak of right now. And even though I've happily spent hours and hours and hours going over prospects, bottom line is, as of right now, the Seahawks have only 3 picks, by far the fewest of any NFL team. We have a round 2 selection, a round 4 selection, and a round 7 selection. So not a lot of picks, and the picks we have are not that great. We will not have a pick inside the top 50. We will only have 1 pick inside the top 120. So, I'm sorry, only 2 picks inside the top 120. So, pretty much everybody out there, especially Seahawks fans, will tell you that this means we're going to trade down, and we're going to trade down a lot. We're going to go down the ladder over and over and over again, and we're going to turn our 3 picks into 800 picks. And we're going to own the 6th round. We're going to have every single pick in the 6th round, but that's about it. And I wanted to talk about that a little bit because I think a lot of people are expecting it, and I'm kind of expecting it to an extent as well because it just makes too much sense. I think a lot of people would be excited about it. I read a mock draft earlier today that had the Seahawks trade down 3 times before making a single selection. They ended up with 8 draft picks, none of which were in the top 100. Now, a lot of people might expect us to do something like that. A lot of people might be happy about it. But I don't think I would be. And I want to give my perspective on this draft. So, let's talk about why maybe the Seahawks shouldn't trade down. Why they should just get a couple of high-quality pieces instead of getting 10 flyers. All right. So let's take a look at the Seahawks depth chart as it stands right now. Let's talk about the needs. And we've done this before, but just to briefly go over things. I look at this roster, and I see a lot of things that I like. I see a lot of things that I think are pretty well taken care of. We could get a little better at 3rd down running back, but that's easy to do, and it doesn't require any real capital to do. Just bring in some veteran running back who knows how to catch and knows how to block. There's one of those on every street corner, basically. I see that we could probably use a little better depth at tackle, but that's more for 2022 and beyond than it is for 2021. I see us maybe needing a Sam linebacker, but Sam linebackers aren't that important. Again, they've got half decent Sam linebackers growing on every street corner tree. Just go get one. And yeah, I feel like this roster is pretty well taken care of. I see 3 areas of really significant need. We need another wide receiver who is better than Freddie Swain. We need a center who is at least good enough to compete with Ethan Posick now or by the midpoint of the season. And we need a cornerback who can challenge for a starting spot, an outside corner specifically. Other than that, I feel like I could go to war with these guys and live with the result, as of right now. Now, things happen. I understand that. We are playing with fire with Dwayne Brown and his age and his knee. To a certain extent, we might be playing with fire with Bobby Wagner because he's getting older and starting to slow down. I get that. But I really only see those 3 dire needs right now: receiver, center, corner. There are other areas where I want this team to get better, and I'm sure they will, but Those are the three big ones for me. And I also see a team that can create cap space to bring in more veterans, and I see several appropriate veterans out there still. Austin Ryder, Antonio Brown, Golden Tate, Richard Sherman, Bashad Breeland. I see the opportunity to get better without using draft picks. I see the ability to fill our big needs without using picks. So, what I mean to say with all of this is this. I see a roster on the Seattle Seahawks right now that is pretty close to being able to compete with the best teams in the league for a Super Bowl if we can get a good effort from the coaches this year. So, that being the case, wouldn't you rather have one or two players who can make big impacts as a rookie over six players who are going to start their careers on the practice squad and probably not even play as rookies? The Seahawks are all in on 2021. Why would we do anything this offseason thinking about 2 to 3 years down the road when we're trying to win a Super Bowl right now? And let me explain what I mean when I say that. Not that the future is not important, but the bottom line is this is a very important year for the Seahawks organization. It's an important year for Wilson to prove that he's still the guy. It's an important year for Carroll to prove that his extension was valid. It's an important year for Shane Waldron. It's his first year with play calling responsibility, I think anyway. At least at the NFL level it is. And it's just with the decisions that have already been made in free agency, it's really important that this season goes well. So when we're making decisions, I want to think about things in terms of what can we do to help the team in 2021 the most. Because as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to the NFL, you're either all in or you're all out. Either you're trying to win the Super Bowl or you're trying to build a contender. And this team is clearly trying to win the Super Bowl right now. We have a franchise quarterback we're paying a gazillion dollars to. You cannot have that franchise QB and not have the plan to compete for a Super Bowl right here, right now, or else you are failing as an organization. So, yeah, we need to do what we need to do in order to push us one step closer to winning a Super Bowl now. And if we decide to take our second round pick, trade back, and end up with 6 fourth round picks or fifth round picks, I don't see how that's helping us in 2020. I see how that could be helping us in 2022 or 2023, but the difference in the quality of players that you get as rookies from even the late second round to somewhere like the fourth or fifth round is pretty drastic. And I don't want to see this team give away one of their assets to get a relative blue chip rookie talent for a bunch of flyers on guys who won't even see the field until their sophomore year at best. So, with that being said, let's go take a look at some of the recent draft classes for the NFL. Now, I want to stress one thing here real quick. There are always exceptions. Nothing is locked in. Nothing is guaranteed when it comes to NFL draft selections. We know this. Number 1 overall picks bust. 7th round picks turn into superstars. Sometimes these guys take a while to develop, even though they were highly drafted. Sometimes guys who were taken at the very bottom of the draft develop immediately. Crazy stuff happens all the time. I understand. But on average, generally speaking, there is a clear correlation between the quality of play of a rookie and how high they were drafted. All right. So here's 2020, last year's draft class. All these guys have completed their rookie season. Let's go down to the lower half of the second round because that's where the Seahawks currently have their highest pick. If you look in the second half of this second round, you got Chase Claypool. He had a great rookie year for the Steelers. Jalen Johnson, he had 15 pass breakups for the Bears as a rookie. Trevon Diggs had a really nice rookie year for the Cowboys. Cam Akers, we know how good he was as a rookie. Jalen Hurts is kind of cheating because he's a quarterback, and quarterbacks are by default going to have a big impact on the game, but Jalen Hurts too. J.K. Dobbins had a pretty good rookie year for the Ravens. He was an impact guy who helped them win games. Raekwon Davis, um, he had 40 tackles as a starting nose for the Dolphins. Ezra Cleveland started almost every game for the Vikings. Now, there are some rookie whiffs here, obviously. I mean, we have one with Darrell Taylor. AJ Epinenza did very little for the Bills. Van Jefferson didn't get on the field all that much, but you see a pretty robust collection of solid rookie contributors in this area. And whereas you go down, if you look in the third round too, you can start to find fewer and fewer contributing rookies, but you can still find the occasional one. Like, for instance, our boy Damian Lewis is here. He was a very, very effective rookie for us, but you go through here, you find less and less players who were impact rookies. Zach Moss did all right, I suppose. Yeah. See how quickly things start to thin out, and then you get down to the fourth round, and some of these players are probably going to be good at some point. Harrison Bryant, I guess, had an okay rookie year. Logan Stenberg, I like. I don't know how much he got on the field as a rookie. Very quickly, the rookie contributions just start to dry up after you get past the very early part of the third round. And I know this is just one draft class, but I think the difference in quality of rookie play between even the bottom half of the second round and the third round on is very noticeable. In order to find impact rookies in this fourth round range, I feel like you have to get down to maybe Tyler Biadasz. He got on the field because of the surprise retirement of Frederick. Alton Robinson, actually, he had a good rookie year. I got to give him his due. He went at it hard. He had a pretty good rookie year for a fifth round pick. It does happen, but you go through these names, the list of rookie contributors it gets thin quickly. All right, so let's do 2019. And let's do the same thing. Let's take a look at like the bottom half of the second round. There are some misses. Guys like Ben Banguo, I don't think he did very much as a rookie. I don't even know if I've ever heard that name before in my life. I feel like it's a fake name. Drew Sample didn't do anything as a rookie and then started showing up in his second year, so he's an example of a player who needed to develop. But you got A.J. Brown, the great rookie year for A.J. Brown. Miles Sanders had an impact rookie year. Lonnie Johnson started, I think, 9+ games for the Texans, 9 or 10. Taylor Rapp. Taylor Rapp had a great rookie year for the Rams. Oh, I think he had 100 tackles. DK Metcalf. We know firsthand how big of an impact rookie he was. From week one, he was out there killing it. Now, you got plenty of misses here, too. Paris Campbell hasn't done anything for the Colts really yet. Tristan Hill looks like a bust. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, need I go on? But you can see a pretty decent collection of rookie contributors in this area of the draft. And then you start going down. You get down to the fourth round here, and well, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson was pretty good as a rookie, I guess. But Hakeem Butler, kind of a disappointment so far in general, and he certainly didn't do much as a rookie. Amani Hooker, I think he's done some all right things. Remember Gary Jennings Jr.? Remember that one? Yikes. Benny Snell Jr. has gotten on the field a little bit for the Steelers, but he hasn't been an impact rookie or anything like that, or an impact player in general. Tony Pollard has been a good backup running back for the Cowboys, but backup's going to back up. Hey, Ugo Amadi, our buddy. We like Ugo. I like Ugo a lot, but he was basically a freshman red shirt for us. So yeah, and then you get down into the fifth round, and once again, you're looking at these names, and you're like, okay, who are the guys who really did it as a rookie? I think you'd have to go down to Dre Greenlaw to find a big impact rookie in the fifth round this year. It gets thin very quickly. So some of these players that we're looking at right now, some of the names on screen, they're going to be good, but they weren't impact rookies. So I ask you this. If I told you that the Seahawks could use the 56th overall selection to take a wide receiver who would immediately be the number 3 receiver in the offense and have 50 catches for 750 yards as a rookie, if I told you that we could use our second round pick, the 56th overall, on a tight end who would, as a rookie, be the second tight end behind Gerald Everett and have 40 catches for 500 yards and be an effective blocker? If I told you that we could use our second round pick on a cornerback who would immediately start and be a plus guy in coverage over the course of his rookie year because he fits in so well with Carroll's defense. If I told you we could use our second round pick on a tackle who can immediately come in for an injured Brandon Shell or Dwayne Brown if need be and be a at least average NFL tackle, would you rather have that, or would you rather have a bunch of guys who may as well not even be on the team as rookies because they just don't get out there? Would you rather take a whole bunch of lottery tickets and hope that one of them turns into Alton Robinson, or one of them turns into Dre Greenlaw, somebody who does overcome his low draft status and get on the field and play well and contribute to a winning team in clear and obvious ways? I think for this Seahawks team, give me the former every day of the week. So, to those of you out there who want to trade back a bunch, I get it. I know it's tempting to buy a lot of lottery tickets, but I would rather just have a few really good ones. That's what this team needs right now. And just as one final point I want to make here, Seahawks salary cap situation. Spotrac says right now we're basically at equilibrium. We have basically $500,000 in cap space. The Tyler Lockett number is wrong. It's actually 1.2 million less than this, so it's actually about 1.6 million in cap, 1.7 million cap space. They don't have Demarius Randall or Al Woods counted yet, so when you roll them in, it basically puts us at about 2 million over the cap, I think. Easily overcomable. But check this out. Look at the draft pool cap for 2021 for the Seahawks. Our draft pool cap for 2021, as of right now, is less than 2.6 million. Most of that being the base salary that every drafted rookie gets. So, if you turn these 3 draft picks into 7 draft picks, this 2.5 million number, 2.6 million, is going to spike up to 5 million, maybe even a little bit more. I know it doesn't sound like a big deal because it's not, but the little dings are starting to add up to this cap because we are running out of ways we can create extra cap room. You can extend Jamal Adams, you can restructure Wilson, you can restructure Jason Myers, but we're starting to get up against it in terms of ability to create more cap room. So if you're like me and you still want to bring in 1, maybe 2 quality veterans to round out this roster, it's time to start thinking about where you can cut costs. And cutting costs by only bringing in a handful of drafted rookies might be the way. And that's really all I can say. I'm not saying that it's good that we only have 3 draft picks, and I'm not saying it would be a terrible idea to give us 5 or 6 bites at the apple in the later rounds instead of what we currently are sitting on. But if you can give me that one big-time rookie contributor, the 2021 version of our DK Metcalf, who was also a late second round pick, then I will take that rookie contributor over 5 practice squad projects who might be good by 2023. I'm going to get out of here. Peace out. Go Hawks. Let me know what you think in the comments. This was kind of a long video, but look, from my perspective, this team is close. This team is very close. They have a few holes to fill, and most of those holes can reasonably be addressed in free agency still because we can still afford it. But I don't see how it's going to help our problem that much to get a bunch of practice squad fodder who may or may not develop in 2 years. See y'all later.